In this video, I'm reviewing the brand new Tesla Model Y. This is the new 2025 edition, and if you've watched the channel before, you'll know I have a black Tesla Model 3 from 2021. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything that's new in the brand new Model Y, as well as give you my thoughts and opinions coming from a Tesla Model 3 from 2021. Have there been some big improvements to this car? I've done over 1,000 miles, so let's get into it.
This is the new Tesla Model Y long-range rear-wheel drive. Priced at £48,000 here in the UK, it boasts an impressive WLTP range of 387 miles and goes from 0 to 60 in just 5.4 seconds. I picked it up from Tesla Exeter and had it for a full 8 days, clocking over 1,000 miles. My first stop was to Chichester to visit my wife's family, and whilst we were there, we took the car down to Goodwood to check out some old school Spitfires. From Chichester, I drove to Great Yarmouth to see my family, explored a bit of Norwich, and then at the end of the week, I made the long journey back to Cornwall, dropping the car off at Exeter on the way. So what's this new Model Y actually like? Let's talk about the updates inside and out, and we'll take a closer look at that range figure. In my opinion, you can only really understand how comfortable a car is after a long journey, and after this trip I can say the Model Y has really been a pleasure to drive. I'm not obsessed with specs. I want a quiet ride, supportive seats, a great sound system, and a cabin I actually enjoy spending time in. And the Model Y ticks every box. This is the rear-wheel drive version, which gives you the longest range available. But if I were buying, I'd probably go for the long-range all-wheel drive model. It hits that sweet spot between range and performance. Yes, the range drops slightly from 387 to 364 miles, but your 0 to 60 time improves from 5.4 to a snappy 4.6 seconds. And if you want even more punch, there's an optional acceleration boost that takes it down to 4.2 seconds.
Okay, so let's go over everything that's new in the brand new 2025 Tesla Model Y. I've come back to my hometown of Great Yarmouth, right near the beach, to show you all of the new features. So first of all, we've got this brand new light bar that goes across the front of the car. I think this is the biggest change that you'll notice if you see one of these Tesla Model Ys on the road. I really like this. I think it makes the car look much more modern. It's becoming quite a familiar look, I think, across all EVs. But I've got to say, I really like it. And in my opinion, I think the black and the white colors look absolutely fantastic. Okay, coming to the rear of the car, we have a brand new redesigned spoiler that really improves the efficiency of the car. And I've got to say, I've seen that efficiency firsthand. We've got a new light bar here, which I'll try and get some shots in the dark. It says Tesla here. This displays light not only on this light bar, but it does actually reflect off the road, which looks kind of cool. And they've separated the back into different pieces. You can see we've got this little plastic bumper that sticks out a little bit more. And that just means if you are unlucky enough to reverse into a bollard, it's going to make your insurance costs a little cheaper and the replacement costs for those parts a little cheaper as well. Before, on the previous Tesla Model Ys, you had to replace most of the back if you had the damage bad enough. We've also got new hardware 4 cameras all around the car. It's not just the exterior that's had a change, the interior is completely new as well. Now, whilst it looks very, very familiar, lots of things have had major or minor tweaks throughout. So let's look through some of those. The first major change you'll notice is the seats. These have been dramatically improved, a lot more premium than before, and now they are fully ventilated. So if you look closely at the seats, you can see the little perforations, the little dots on the seats. This means you'll get heating, like we had before, but you'll also get a cooling mode as well, which feels kind of strange. If you've got a hot, sweaty back in summer, you can turn that on and you get this nice cool breeze. It feels like you're sitting in a fridge, cooling you down whilst the car is also being cooled down as well. And I've got to say, I've done a few hundred miles already in this car, and the seats are very, very comfy in the front and, more importantly, in the rear as well. The center console has seen some nice changes. They've improved the phone charger, so it's much easier to charge any size phone. And then the center console area here has a nice new design. It has this kind of textured feel to it, and these slide over drawers, which I think feel much more premium than the previous versions. Tap that to slide open and close. They've even covered up the drinks holders, which I think is a nice touch, so when you're not using them, you can hide those away. And then even within the cup holder section, they've added some nice squidgy sections which really grip your cup. If you've used the previous cars, you'll know it was just kind of a plastic hole, and depending on the size of your cup, it may rattle around a bit. I had a few coffees that would tend to spill over, so I purchased a third-party cup holder for that. Whereas this one, it's got it built in, looks really, really nice. This section has also changed. We now have a magnetic catch here instead of the plastic locking mechanism that we had before. Now, if you are thinking of buying a Tesla Model 3 or a Tesla Model Y, then you're going to enjoy today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is 3W Car Mats. And if you've watched my channel for some time, you'll know I'm a huge fan of the 3W Car Mats. They fit the car absolutely perfectly. They're made to the highest standards possible. And I have tried out other car mats, and honestly, they're not very good. I wouldn't recommend something on this channel if I didn't believe in it. And as you know, I've had those 3W Car Mats in my Tesla Model 3 for well over 2-3 years. I'll try and throw in a shot here if I can. There's barely anywhere on them at all. And I go surfing, I go on the beach, I go for hikes and walks. They get muddy, they get worn out, and they're still looking like new. So if you want some car mats for your brand new Model Y or Model 3, I'll put a link in the description below.
They've also given me an exclusive discount code that I can give to you guys that gives you 22% off your order of car mats. So check out the code in the description and the pinned comment of this video and go to 3W Car Mats today.
Okay, so what changes are there once you're in the driving position? Well, we have a brand new steering wheel with a few new buttons on here. We've got the voice control, autopilot, the window wiper button is now on here because we've missed that stalk now, or we're missing that stalk. But one good thing, if you were looking at a new Tesla Model 3, you'll know they removed the indicator stalk. And this is something that a lot of people either loved or hated. I was definitely on the fence of not hating it, but I always prefer a physical indicator stalk, and they've added that back in. Not only have they added it back in, but they've made it more of an updated version. It's actually got a nice feel when you use the indicators, which I know is hard to explain and sounds a bit odd, but trust me, it's a nice feeling when you use these indicators. So we no longer have the stalk here for changing gears or using your window wipers and things like that. The window wipers and the lights have moved to buttons here on the steering wheel, and the gear selection is actually done on the screen, just like the new Model 3. Now the car tries to detect if you're near a wall, it will put you into kind of essentially first gear or forward. If you have a wall in front of you, it will put it into reverse. Works really, really well. Takes a little while to get used to, but so far, I'm really enjoying it. In the center, we still have the screen that controls the entire car, but now the bezels have been reduced slightly, and I think the contrast of the screen has also been improved a little bit as well. Just looks really nice. We have new wraparound ambient lighting in both the doors, the footwells, and around the front of the car. They've also improved the UV effectiveness of the roof. So before, if you touched the roof when you were inside a Model 3 or Model Y, it actually got quite hot. That's not a huge problem for us here in the UK, but they've increased the UV protection of this screen, reduced infrared lights, so it should reduce the cabin temperature. Really great if you're in hot areas such as Australia, places like that, or California, where you're getting a lot of sunlight beaming down on you all day. But it's just a nice touch. It's going to keep the whole cabin a lot cooler than before. There's buttons in the boot so you can automatically put the seats down, but you can also use this to recline. So if you're a passenger, you can press this little button here and you can recline your seat slightly. Perfect for those nice long journeys as a passenger when you just want to get some sleep. But that's not the only improvement they have if you're a passenger in the rear. There's a new screen here as well. If you're a passenger in the back of this Model Y, you are in for a treat. They have added this new 8-inch screen here, which not only is used for controlling the seats, the heating and things like that, but also you can have your own music. You can listen to Spotify, you can watch videos on Netflix or YouTube, and you can play games. And best of all, you can connect Bluetooth wireless headphones. So if you're on a long journey and you don't want to annoy the driver, you can listen to everything directly through this back screen here. And I think that's a really nice addition. If you are doing long road trips, you know what it's like. Kids get bored, and this is going to help them. Now, the only thing is a little low down, I would say. You know, I think it's nice actually when you put the seat back and then it seems to be in a slightly better position. Would have been nice if it was slightly higher, but still, I'm not complaining. This is pretty great. And as I say, if you've got kids or passengers, I think they're really going to love it. I had my dad in the car earlier, and one thing he commented on straight away is just how much legroom you get in this car. Now, the front had a load of legroom, and he asked me if I wanted to put the seat forward because people in the back wouldn't have any room. Well, I haven't moved the seats, and this is how much legroom you get. Okay, so I've got my driver's seat in the position I always have it, and you can see how much legroom I have. There's absolutely loads. You've got room under the seat as well, so you can really chill out here. We don't have that big lump in the middle here as well, so passengers who are sitting in the middle get lots of leg room, a little bit of room for their feet there. And it's just, honestly, a great space to be in. It really is. You've got that center screen there, you've got seats that tilt back, and you've got a ton of leg room and even room for a little magazine. I really do think the back of the Model Y is a fantastic place to be if you're a passenger. Not only are you getting chauffeured around in a nice quiet car, you've got a ton of leg room. You can watch movies and shows and listen to your music, play games on this little screen. Your seat goes back a little bit so you can really chill out on those long journeys. And you've got this fantastic panoramic roof so you can look at the stars as you drive into the night. What a place to be. Another thing I have to mention is the sound system in this car is so good. If you've never sat in a Tesla before, you will not understand how good it is because there are no options when you buy a Tesla to improve the sound system. You just get what you get. But what you get is one of the best sound systems I've ever had in any car. And I've been in a lot of cars. My brother-in-law has a Porsche Taycan, Porsche Macan, and I would say the sound system is better in here than those Porsche cars or BMWs I've been in, Mercedes. It's just so good. I was just watching a couple of videos on the back screen there just to get some clips, and it sounds like the audio is coming from that screen until something big happens, and then you hear the surround sound around you. It's so good, honestly. Get yourself in the back of a Tesla and try it out. It's really fantastic, and it's obviously fantastic in the front as well for long trips. They just seem to have improved it bit by bit on every upgrade of the Model Y and the Model 3 they've had, and this one absolutely nails it. Okay, so let's talk about range in the new Model Y. Now, this is something I've been super impressed with. I'm looking a bit windswept because I've just got to the beach in Galveston after doing a 220-mile road trip from Chichester to Galveston here in Norfolk, and I've been super impressed with the range this car has been getting. I pulled about 208 watt-hours per mile, which is incredibly efficient. I did a 220-mile trip. Usually I would have to supercharge on the way, but I arrived here with 40% of my battery left. You can watch that video up here somewhere. But this new Model Y, wow, it's good. If you're looking to do long road trips, family trips, this is the car to get. I don't think there's really an EV out there that offers this much performance, this much power, and this much efficiency and range in such a great package. And on the subject of road trips, the boot space is incredible. Again, coming from a Model 3, which already has a ton of boot space, compared to a regular car. The Model Y, if you've already owned one, you'll know this, has so much boot space. It's so good. You've got a huge boot. The parcel shelf can roll back so you can fit bigger boxes and things in there. You've got the little sort of cubby area under here, and you've even got the front trunk as well. Let me show you that. Open the bonnet. Open. So yeah, I've owned a couple of small cars in my time now. I've had some fairly biggish cars that have a smaller back boot than this has a front or a front boot. This is pretty big, and again, Model 3 has this. It's quite narrow, but it's good for storing cables and maybe a small case. But this, you could definitely store your hand luggage in, your charging cables. I've heard there's even a hole in here. I can show you that. There's a hole in here, so you can actually fill this with water and ice. So if you're going away on a little surfing trip and you want to fill this with ice, fill it with loads of nice cold drinks, maybe some cold fish or meats, you can do that. And then when you're done, you just unplug the little plug here. That's going to drain all the water out from your car, and you've kind of got like a mini storage area. How good's that? Especially if you're camping out in the wild, which you can definitely do in this Tesla Model Y. So just to point out another new feature, they've added a washer here to the little camera around the bumper. So this means when you're driving and you're using self-driving, or if you just want to use your cameras, they could become fogged up, mist up, or get mud over them. Now, the car is going to sense that, it's going to clean that camera, so it should improve autopilot, enhanced autopilot, and full self-drive when we finally get that. Okay, let's talk about efficiency. This is one of only a few times I've charged the car because it is so efficient. So I'm here in GridServe in Norwich charging the car, You're getting some great charging speeds, but as I say, I've just been so impressed with how this car performs. I mean, this car has the aero cap wheels, which I don't have on my car. It's the long range version, and that new efficiency really, really helps. I think for the first time, we are getting very close now to the numbers that Tesla give you on the website. I think before, when I first got my Model 3, it said 360 miles. If I'm honest, I never really saw anything close to that. I would get maybe 320 on a really good day, and then it would kind of average out about 300, 280 miles. This is actually getting 360 miles, and I think it's what it claims on the website as well. So in terms of efficiency, this is so good. Okay, so let's summarize. What do I think of the new Tesla Model Y? Well, if you can't already tell, I think it's a fantastic car. This is the upgrade I think a lot of people have been waiting for, and if you've been holding out to get a Tesla Model Y, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't jump on it. Every single area of this car has been improved. It's more comfortable, it's more quiet, it's more efficient. Stereo system's better, the improvements to the seating is better. It's just a fantastic car. Really, there's only one thing I don't like about this car, and it's that it's making me want to upgrade and trade in my Tesla Model 3 from 2021. But what do you think I should do? Let me know in the comment section below. If you've got any comments or questions, leave them there, because I promise I do get back to every single one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm sure I'm going to do a few more videos about this.